everyone! Today I'm going to quickly show you how I make this lilac and white flower cake. In this video, I'm going to use Saracino modeling paste for the decoration, and I'm using Saracino sugar paste for the cake itself. I have mixed some lilac edible food color with the sugar paste for the cake. Roll out some modeling paste and use some cutters and cut out some flowers and then set aside to dry. Same again, roll out some modeling paste and then use the petal cutter and cut out some petals for the big white flowers. You will need the the tray on the side. That is the tray I collected from supermarket. That is the apple tray. Normally I will use them for drying flower petals. For the flower cutter I'm using now for the petal, if you don't have this kind of shape at home, it's okay. You can just freehand and cut it out and then put it on the apple tray to dry. Cover the board with sugar paste and then leave it to dry. Make sure the board is very flat and no air bubbles. I have layered the cake with vanilla buttercream and jam, and then I have crumb coated. I have put it in the fridge, and then this is very firm to touch when I cover the cake. Go around the cake and secure the top edges first. Make sure there is no crease on the skirt of the sugar paste, and cut off all the excess of the sugar paste. For me, this is how I make my sharp edges on the cake. So these two smoothers is my best friend really. You put the upright smoothers and the top smoothers, and you use the kind of like pushing the paste upward movement, and then create a kind of like a little bulge on the edge. You don't need to use my method, but this is how I use it. Some people use ganache underneath the sugar paste, but with most of my cake, if I don't need to travel far with the cake, I don't normally put ganache with my cake. I just make sure after I crumb coat the cake is very firm to touch before I put the sugar paste on. You don't really need the clear smoother to smooth the cake. I'm only using it so that you can see the movement, how I achieve the sharp edges. But you do need the little pink smoother I'm using now. I think you can get it from most of the cake shop, and they call it flexi smoother. It's kind of like a bendy plastic thing, and that can go right to the edge and then give you really sharp edges. I'm using some ready-made royal icing to put on the board, and then I will put my cake on. Oh yes, and I forgot to say, the cake I crumb coat and covered, it is sitting on another board, so that it's easier to lift on and off the board. Same again, I'm using ready-made royal icing to stick my second tier onto the cake. This blue thing I'm using now, I got it from internet. Actually, is kind of like a gadget that you put your piping bag in, and it helps you to squeeze the royal icing out or buttercream out easier, because I used to work in a commercial kitchen, and my right hand actually got damaged, so I have no strength on my right hand. So this is my first time trying it out to see if it helped me to squeeze the bag better. It does help, but not a lot. So just I'm a bit slow on using this in this video. And what I'm sticking the pieces on now in the blue holder, that is ready-made royal icing again in a piping bag and inside this squeeze container. If you find the petals is a bit too long for the flower, just cut the middle off, because the middle we're going to have some silver edible sugar balls and some royal icing on, so it will cover the joints. Make sure your royal icing is stiff consistency, because otherwise you will see in the video my flour have slide down a little bit. So make sure your royal icing is stiff consistency. Once I start piping the lines on the side as a pattern, if I'm not happy with the lines, you can just use a little bit of water and dab it onto your brush, and then slightly brush it onto your lines, and that will smooth out any peaks on the royal icing and smooth out the lines for you. hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel for new videos and updates. Thank you for watching.